In the previous video, you learned how to translate sentences into equations. In this video, you will take it one step further and we will actually try to solve the equation. So this lesson, we will address a 5-step plan to problem solve. So step 1, as discussed in the previous video, is to read the problem carefully, deciding what the unknown values are. Once you have that, we can then choose a variable to represent the unknowns. And then step 3 is to reread the problem and to write an equation with those variables. So now from here, we're going to take it one step further and solve the equation and find the unknowns that are asked for. And then once we find the unknowns, we want to always check our answers to make sure we have the correct solution. So I'm going to walk you through just one example with this process. So example 1. Mike has $54 more than Shelly. Together, they have $262. And the question is, how much money does each have? And the choices for Shelly's amount are $102, $104, and $110. So step 1, determine the unknowns. So the question is asking how much money does each have, so that is what we're trying to find. That is the unknown. So the unknown is how much money does Mike have and how much money does Shelly have. So then step 2 is to create variables and variable expressions for each of those unknowns. So if we let Shelly's amount equal S, then Mike would have 54 more than that, which would be S plus 54. So that would be their two amounts. Now step 3 is to put that together into an equation. So we know that together they have $262. So that means if I were to add Shelly's amount plus Mike's amount, that would equal 262. So we're going to do that. We're going to add S plus 54, and that would equal 262. Now from here, we just need to solve the equation. We can do that by plugging in the numbers 102, 104, and 110 in for S, and see which one would give me a true statement. So we can begin by plugging a 102 in. So 102 plus 102 plus 54 equals 262. Is that a true statement? Well, no. On the left side, you would get 258. So it's a false statement, meaning that 102 is not the solution. So let's try again with 104. Plug 104 in for S. We now have 104 plus 104 plus 54. And that would equal 262. So that is a true statement, which means that 104 would be my solution. Okay, we can double check with 110 to make sure. And if we do that, we get 110 plus 110 plus 54, which is 274, which is not equal to 262. So that is a false statement. So my only solution is going to be 104. So Shelly's amount is 104, and Mike has 54 more than Shelly. So 104 plus 54 would be 158 for Mike's amount. So we've solved the equation. We just need to double check to make sure that we actually have the correct numbers. So we check the first piece of information. Mike has $54 more than Shelly. Well, that is true. Shelly has 104, Mike has 158. 158 is 54 more than Shelly. So that's good. And then together, they should have 262. So if I add 104 plus 158, that should equal 262, which it does. So therefore, it works. We have a true statement, and my solution would be 104 for Shelly and 158 for Mike.